She called me Mr. Boombastic, very fantastic. When on the box she says I'm Mr.
Alright guys, what's going on? So, my new fog lights that I ordered came in. They came in about 2 days ago, day before yesterday. And, so I don't know if I mentioned in the last video that I was going to do some, I kind of want to do like a small fog light retrofit. Basically, I was going to paint the inside of the housing, and I was actually thinking about putting some halos in there as well. And so the day that I got them, I tried to put it in the oven, kind of to see if maybe they worked the same way as regular headlight housings. And unfortunately, my fog lights, they have glass lenses, and so I figured maybe it still might work the same. But just as a forewarning to anybody who might have some glass lenses on either headlights, fog lights, whatever. Yeah, the oven doesn't really do the trick. It doesn't really get the glue soft enough, and you can't really pry on the glass because it's glass, and you got to be careful using like screwdrivers and stuff because you could chip or crack it. So another thing that I had heard was you could soak them in gasoline. So yesterday I went and got some gas. I put both of them in a tray and filled it up just enough where it could eat away at the sealant, and they sat in there not even a full day really. And this one open, it was a little bit of a pain. As you can see, I scraped most of the sealant off, but it basically is deep all inside that channel. And right now I'm working on this one. Basically what I have to do is take like a razor blade, and you kind of have to work your way around, kind of cutting the sealant, just chipping away at it a little bit at a time. And then once you get it enough, you can start prying slowly. I can't really do it with one hand, but if you pry slowly enough, it'll start kind of it'll get like a wider gap, and then you can start cutting at the sealant. And it takes a little bit, but it does work. So just if you ever want to do any work to glass lens lights, gasoline works pretty well. Unfortunately, I had this sitting in my garage, and I thought it'd be fine, but it actually made the whole house smell like gas. I guess the trim to the door isn't that great, so you might want to leave it outside so your house doesn't smell like gas. But I'm gonna see if I can get these open some more, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Let them hear my thunder roll. This what they've been waiting for. So stop, drop, they're never gonna take me. They're never gonna break me, no. I swing it till I hit the floor. Stop, they're never
Okay, so this one was giving me a little bit of trouble. It didn't seem like it was as cooperative as the other one, and I kind of rushed it. I probably should have soaked it in some more gas, but I was prying on it, and you can kind of see where the glass cracked. Great. So yeah, I just ordered a new fog light. So awesome, great.
3 days later.
Alright guys, so I'm pretty bad at making sure that I record all the stuff that I do, because usually I get so excited that I kind of just hop on stuff and start, working, and then after I get something done or midway through, I start thinking like, oh, I didn't record this, I didn't do this, didn't do that. And especially since there's a lot of stuff that I do, or I won't say a lot, but there's some stuff that I do that people often ask me questions about. And I've had a couple things where people have said, man, I wish you would have done a video about that, or whatever. So sometimes I can be pretty bad at recording myself, so I'm trying to work on that. But anyways, I've talked to you guys about me doing a headlight retrofit. Yesterday I had some of the LED tubes that I ordered from the retrofit source. They're a product of LED Concepts. They come in an LED Concepts box, but they came in yesterday. I got 2 of them, and the first thing that I realized whenever I got them, because I had ordered, or I had planned to order some of, it was XK Glow, had a 24-inch strip, that had the ability to have the switchback on it, which I already told you guys I wasn't going to use. And then Retrofit Source had these LED tubes that I wanted to get because they had the ability to go from white to blue, and I wanted blue. Before I had ordered them, I was told, how long they were, because they didn't have it in their description box. I said, I need to know how long these are, and I need to know if they have the ability to be trimmed. So they told me it was 24 inches and that you could trim them. I said, perfect. Because where I was going to put it, it needed to be like 15 inches or something like that. And so I got them yesterday, and I was thinking, these only cost $20, and they're 24 inches long, just like the other ones. And plus, they go from white to blue, which is what I want. Why didn't I just order 2 sets? And then I wouldn't have to buy the XK Glows. So I ordered a new set of those yesterday. But anyways, I kind of wanted to show you guys the LED tubes that came in, and then also where I'm at in the retrofit process. I've already had one of the headlight housings open, but I have another one that's still closed. So I'm going to show you where I'm at on the open one, and then I'll show you guys like the process of opening a housing, and what all I'm taking apart and things that are going to get changed. So first of all, I have here the LED tubes. Like I said, it comes in a LED Concepts box. So open it up, and you have the drivers for the LED tubes. That's the only way that it works. They have little connections on the end with the wires on the other end to do your actual wiring. And so these connectors will hook up to right here on them. But anyways, so this is the tubing that it comes in. And if you see, I have them, at least one of them, disassembled. I was going to go ahead and trim them, but I was told that there were supposed to be dotted lines on here for you to cut. And I think they told me like every 3 LEDs or something. But if you can look on here, let's see if there we go. There's no dotted lines. You'll see some markings, but there's nothing that really signifies an area to be cut. which normally on LEDs that you can cut, there's a copper strip with like 3 dots or something like that. And sometimes they'll have the little scissor picture or whatever for you to cut. But that's not on here, so I had to contact the retrofit source to see exactly how to go about doing that. It comes with 2 strips, one for each side, and then all it does is it slides right into this this bottom little channel right here, and just slides all the way through. But here's the face of the headlight housing, and I went ahead and kind of like did a small little test fit with the LED tubing to see what it would look like, how it would fit, and to make sure that it was long enough, or if it needed to be trimmed, which it indeed needed to be trimmed. I want to say maybe like 1.5 inches needs to come off of it or something like that. So what it's going to do is it's going to start from here, go all the way up, come on the other side of this lip here, and it's going to go all the way to the back. Now if you see this little groove right here, I actually had to cut this yesterday because of the way that this comes up. It met flush with the top of here, and the way that the LED tubing is going to go underneath, it doesn't stick out. It hides kind of on the bottom. So in order to make it where the tubing didn't protrude out and press against the lens of the housing, I went ahead and cut a strip right here that was just wide enough that it'll fit, and it'll sit flush, and it'll look a little bit more neat. Now, I did say that I was going to have to use 2 tubes for this because obviously, this right here is at least 24 inches. So you don't really have extra to go all the way down here, which is where I'm going to go. So I'm also going to start from here and come up all the way there, which is somewhere around like 15 inches or so. So what I have left for this is to I'm thinking about getting some plugs for this, but I might not, because I have some eyelids on my current headlights, and I think they'll probably cover this. So I have to get the halos, and once I get the halos, then this is going to get painted. I'm just going to paint it gloss black, and then all I should have to do really is just drill some holes in certain areas, because what people usually do for the tubing to hold it in place for, depending on where you want it, is they'll either use fish wire or some type of like safety wire that's like really thin, and they'll just drill holes, and you'll just run the wire, and you'll kind of like tie it off in the back somewhere where you can't see it. But when I get to all that, I'll show you guys how exactly to go about it. Now, this is the headlight housing that I have not opened up yet. So this is what it looks like originally. It's been sitting in my garage for a while, so it's kind of why it looks pretty bad. It had some really bad hazing and stuff. I did a lot of wet sanding and whatnot on it, and then it sat around for a while. So I'll probably have to do some more to kind of get all of this out to kind of finish perfecting the lens. It's got some work needs to be done. It was on a white car, and somebody had painted on it and stuff, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys the process of opening these up. Alright, now that the oven is preset, I'm going to go ahead and put the timer for 7 minutes. Put it on. Put it in. Now we wait.
Tiesto. Cool. Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Alright, now that the headlights are nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and work them open. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to get a couple of screwdrivers. You want to get a big one, and then you want to get a smaller one. I brought a few different kinds, you know, just for different spots that are probably going to be a pain. But the easiest spot, they say, is to start from the corner. So all you do is you just kind of get in there. You just start prying a little bit. It's okay if the plastic starts to bend and deform a little bit. You can fix that whenever you reseal them. Alright, so I want to show you guys something real quick. So housings usually have these little clips right here that go over the lens. There was another one right there. Typically you want to be careful to try and not break as many of those as possible. But they make those spots the most brittle, so it's kind of hard to make those not break. It's not horrible if they break off. Once you put new sealant on there, it'll hold. But it's kind of one of those things you just want to try and preserve as much as possible. So as you can see, now you got your lens with the face that's screwed into the back of there, and then you have the actual back end of your housing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take off some of these and take this face off. Alright guys, so I didn't want to bore you with the whole disassembly of everything, so I went ahead and got the halos off. I got the little LED circuit board thing off. And so, like I said, I actually threw away the other halos, so I got to measure them to figure out what size halos I need. So if you don't know halos, they measure them in millimeters. So if you don't have one and you like to do a lot of projects and you work with small tolerances and whatnot, this is a good tool to buy. A digital caliper. You buy it at Lowe's or Home Depot, probably even Walmart. It's kind of expensive. They had like a 3-inch one that was like, I want to say it was like $15 or something like that. This one is a 6-inch one, just in case, you know, you're measuring anything bigger. I paid about $30-some, so a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but kind of needed it a little bit. So basically what you have is turn it on, and then you have different settings. You can measure stuff in inches, in inch fractions, and then you got your millimeters. And basically all you do is, if it's not already zeroed, you make sure that this is all the way closed. you just zero it out so it knows where 0 is, and then you use this to kind of just open it up, and it'll tell you the size. So we'll measure these real quick. Alright, so these ones are 95 millimeters, which it's a little bit of a problem because typically halos are sold by the 10s. So then it starts at like 60 millimeter, 70 millimeter, 80 millimeter, 90 millimeter. And you get to 100, and then they have like a 105, and then a 110, and then 115. So this one's a 95, so it's just below. I have to figure out what size I'm going to work with, because I kind of already have the halos that I want picked out. So maybe I can just like trim some stuff off here, because there's a little bit of a lip. It's kind of made a groove for the halo to sit inside. But maybe I can just figure something out. I'm sure I can. And then this one is a little bit bigger. I think this one is 105, or it might be 100. It says 101, but obviously they don't have a 101 halo, 101 millimeter halo. So I think I'd go with 100. I can, technically this one's saying 101.35 millimeters. I think I can work with 1.3 millimeters over. That's not a problem. So for the halos, like I was saying, this one was like 101.3 millimeters. I just went ahead and rounded that because that's what they offer is 100, and the little bit of extra, it'll fit the same. This was the one that was at 95 millimeters, but I decided rather than trying to round up to 100 like this one, even though it's fairly close, but I just didn't like how it would sit. It'd be a little bit wider, and you'd have like a little bit more of a gap right here, and I wanted to be kind of closer to the projector. So I decided to round down just a little bit and go with the 90 millimeters. So now that I know what actual sizes I need, I can go ahead and order them. I've gone ahead and marked my stuff here. See that little Sharpie line? From there, basically, from there to right under here, right under the slip right here, I have to trim that all the way down here. And then also, because the new halos that I'm going to get are, they're not going to be semicircles. So I'm going to have to trim up here, that very top. That way a full halo can fit in there. And I had forgot to do that with the one that I already cut. So I'm also going to have to do that right there at the top. And pretty much after I do that, all I'm going to have to do is just wait to get the halos and the rest of the LED tubing. And I'm going to end up painting these gloss black, and then I'll be ready to put them back together.
4 days later.
So, as I've told you guys before, I'm kind of bad at recording myself when I'm doing stuff. The last stuff I was recording was whenever I was doing some of the trimming on the headlight housing. I stopped for that day, and that was actually a few days ago. I haven't really done much since. I did get my new fog light, and I just got back from the store not too long ago. So I started doing some of the painting and everything that I had planned on doing. So basically, I had some blue vinyl film that was on my fog lights before. Just put it on there for like an accent color, really, because of my car's silver, and so I got like black and very minute blue accents. I decided to get rid of the vinyl film because it was kind of coming up a little bit and it didn't really look that clean. So instead, I went and I bought some blue metal cast paint I went to Advanced and got it. But anyway, so instead of vinyl film, I painted the inside of the housing blue. So I got metal cast, so it's still reflective. So it's not like, you know, the light's not going to have anything to bounce off of. It's still reflective, and it's blue. It's literally the same colored blue as the vinyl was. So I think it'll turn out great. This is actually the fog light that I had that I was able to open last time. The other fog light that I had cracked the lens on. I got that new fog light, I think like 3 days ago or whatever. And I let it soak in gasoline a lot longer this time. I think I let it soak for 3 days, and literally it took me like 5 minutes to cut open the lens. So it's this one right here. Still got to put another coat of the metal cast on there. If you're wondering what exactly it is that I'm using, it's this Duplicolor metal cast. I'm using the front camera on my phone, so this might read backwards. But that's what I'm using. Another thing that I kind of realized over the past couple days, so this video is actually going to be pretty long, so I might have to do it in 2 parts. So far, everything that you guys know about my headlights and the fog lights and whatnot, it's probably going to be on this video. And then I'm going to come out with another video that's going to show me finishing the fog lights. It's going to be whenever I put the halos inside of them, and then I'll reseal them, and I'll record that and I'll put it on the next video. And then the next video, hopefully, I'm trying to think of how my finances are looking, but hopefully I would like to be able to finish my headlights soon, because I'm really excited. I've got all 4 of the LED tubings, and I just need to order the halos for the headlights as well. So fog lights and headlights just need halos. So that's probably going to be all that's on this video, but stay tuned for the next one. I'm trying to do videos every week, but sometimes I get kind of caught up, especially I'm a little bit busy, so with work and, you know, trying to have time to actually do stuff, and then also making sure that I record it and then edit it and whatnot. I'm trying to cut the length of these videos down, because I know nobody wants to watch really a 30-minute video. So I want to cut them down a little bit, but still show like material. This video is going to have a lot of time lapses. I played with some editing on it. Hopefully it comes out okay. If not, I might just have to cut out some of the stuff and just explain what I did, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video, and I should have a lot more. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, share, and see you on the next one.